This is the Soulfilled Sisterhood podcast, and I'm your host, Nicole Burgess, licensed marriage and family therapist and an empowerment coach for women. The information shared in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now here is today's episode. Episode 0. Well, welcome, beautiful. I was going to say, welcome, beautiful sister, but if you don't know who I am, maybe that felt a little too close for comfort. Hi, I'm Nicole Burgess. I'm an empowerment coach for women, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm actually the host of the Soulfilled Sisterhood podcast, and some of you may actually know me from my previous podcast I did called Launching Your Daughter. In this episode, I want to share just a little bit more about who I am, if you don't know who I am, and what to expect on this podcast. While I enjoyed Launching Your Daughter, I was able to meet and build some incredible relationships with some of my guests on it, but I kept feeling this calling to do a podcast just for women, the seasons that we go through as women. And we have quite a few of them and we go in and out of them. So yes, we all have these seasons. Over the years, as a licensed psychotherapist and working with thousands of children, teens, families, and women, I just kept returning to really celebrating women in the world. As women, we are impacting our future female leaders of the world through parenting, mentoring, coaching, and just leading our future girls. I will ask my guests to share who has inspired them, maybe some lessons they've learned when they didn't stay true to themselves, how they've overcome adversities or struggles in their life, and so much more. My intention is to have some guests on that will discuss topics from being what the introvert temperament is, what a highly sensitive person is, anxiety, spirituality, nutrition, relationships, money, trauma, parenting, mindfulness, and holistic approaches, and more in creating and living a really fulfilling life. I've been a licensed psychotherapist now for over a decade at the time of this recording, and I'm also a certified life coach. My intention through this podcast, in my interviews with guests and doing some solo episodes, is not only to be able to inspire you, but really maybe help you feel supported and sometimes even challenge old mindsets. One of my, missions in life is really to help women around the world feel like they have support, that we are really, I think, an incredible species. I may be biased, I don't know, but I really do think women are just some incredible human beings. And it breaks my heart when I have heard stories where a woman has been wounded when she was much younger and she doesn't have very many female friendships due to that wounding or that hurt when she was younger. And I also hear it in the workforce too, where it feels like there's clickiness or someone's kind of going after another woman due to whether it's insecurities or, fears of not being enough or whatever that may be for that person with why they're trying to block a friendship or just a working relationship. And so my hope is some of these episodes will start to challenge some of those mindsets as well when we dive deep in how that impacts one another and how that, to me, in the foundation, we're all humans, that we can actually work together when we truly get to know one another. We can learn from one another, and together we are much stronger than when we're separated. I hope you take this time and join me on this journey, whether it's, again, through the individual episodes or with my guests, to sometimes dive deep, look at some of the struggles, look at some of the joys, and just look at the things that are, or listen to the things that are really, that have changed that person's life or where they are right now in their season of life. It's just honoring that process of where you are, honoring your journey that you were on. My other intention is to actually deliver this show on a weekly basis and actually take a break probably in the month of December around the holiday times, at least here in the United States, that I won't release anything during that time. Now, the things can change, and I know you all can kind of roll with this at times if that is the case, and I will announce it in different episodes. If you're familiar with the Myers-Briggs test or if you know of the temperament test, I am an INFJ. So what that means is, yep, I'm totally an introvert. I also have a lot of intuition that is used throughout my daily life, and I'm very feeling, and I also like things I kind of plan things out as well. What can happen though is there's times where doing this podcasting can be a lot sometimes. So if I end up going to every other week, I will let you know that for sure. But my intention is to deliver something every single week, and we'll go from there. Thank you, my sister, for tuning in today, and I really appreciate your support. If you are listening to this on iTunes, feel free to leave me a review. That would be awesome, because my understanding is the reviews help kind of boost that up for other women to be able to find it within iTunes, and the thousands of different podcasts are out there. So thank you so much for tuning in, and have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you found it helpful or inspirational or even encouraging wherever you are right now in your life. If you know of another woman who may find this podcast inspirational or encouraging, please pass this along to her. I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen. Until next time, take care.